Hello, everybody. I'm here with the presentation of the conclusion to my action research project. So I guess just jumping straight into it, start by restating my purpose. Um, I guess first, kind of where my idea came from. So I feel like throughout this program, we've learned a lot about student-centered learning models versus teacher-centered learning models, and that's something that I didn't really ever know or research before starting this program. Didn't really have a reason to. So that really interested me throughout this program, and from that interest uh, came my idea to further explore the flipped classroom pedagogy for my action research project. So the purpose of this research was to explore the impact the flipped classroom pedagogy, a student-centered teaching model, has on student academic achievement through the measurement of three variables, those being student learning outcomes, student motivation, and student satisfaction. This endeavor was carried out via a systematic content analysis on previously conducted research reports that fell within the criteria I put forth for selecting my research articles for this current research. That criteria was things such as the reports had to be published within the last 5 years. 80% of them focused on the major branches of science because my report actually started out. It was supposed to specifically focus on flipped classroom pedagogy in a biology classroom, but the research was too limited there. I had to expand it to include just more branches of science. So the samples, the participants in the research were high school or college level students. Criteria such as that was put forth when selecting my research. So the findings from this research were mixed, revealing that the flipped classroom is not a one-size-fits-all answer for producing the highest levels of academic achievement. However, these mixed results were mixed within these mixed results were a lot of positives about the flipped classroom pedagogy. A lot of students in several studies revealed that they enjoyed learning in that format, and also a lot of the studies that measured learning outcomes revealed that grades were either higher than or equal to students in traditional classrooms. Beyond this, specified techniques were found to have a positive impact on student academic achievement, such as peer assessment and team-based learning. So in summation, what this research has revealed is that while there is a need for further research to be conducted on the subject, there is a lot of promise for the flipped pedagogy and its place in education's future. Just a little bit about what I did to report on my findings from my content analysis. I just reported the findings of each report into these tables. So one for student learning outcomes, one for student motivation, and one for student satisfaction. And then I went ahead and interpreted those findings and further analyzed them. So the second set of data I collected was from a 10-item Likert scale questionnaire that was designed to measure teacher attitudes towards the flipped pedagogy. So that was administered to 9 high school level teachers. Sorry. The results of the survey revealed that while teachers generally hold student-centered learning in high regards and expressed an interest in the flipped pedagogy, the fear of students being unable to self-motivate and engage in out-of-class activities, of forfeiting some control over student learning by relying on out-of-class learning materials, any fear that unequal access to technology will make effectively employing the flipped model challenging, all appear to be holding these teachers back from instilling the flipped classroom model into their own classrooms. So my suggestions for further research. In discussing the effect the flipped pedagogy has on student academic achievement versus more traditional teaching models, the research revealed the results to be mixed, as we already stated. However, only 2 of the refereed studies revealed that the flipped pedagogy had a negative impact on those respected on their study samples. So at the worst, the flipped pedagogy is just as effective as traditional teaching models, and in some studies it was found to be more effective for student academic achievement. So for this reason, I feel that future research endeavors on the flipped classroom should go beyond comparing the pedagogical technique against its traditional model counterparts, and instead compare it against another flipped classroom that employs different techniques and practices in its design. So for example, one flipped classroom could heavily utilize YouTube videos for out-of-class learning and a mix of modeling and peer assessment for in-class learning, while another flipped classroom could utilize teacher-recorded lectures for out-of-class learning and employ a group-based learning format in the classroom, perhaps placing emphasis on activities such as station learning. Research conducted in this manner could reveal the best practices for the flipped classroom, leading to a more impactful version of the model that teachers could instill into their own classrooms. Finally, research done in this manner can also test for the effectiveness of certain variables that were not touched upon in the observed research that I used from my report. One thing I noticed was that there was no discussion of how the flipped classroom pedagogy could work in a school that uses a one-to-one technology program. So I think a future study that could be very revealing on the impact of the flipped pedagogy could be to show the effectiveness the flipped pedagogy can have in a school that has a one-to-one technology program versus a school that does not. A research design such as that could reveal whether the worries the teachers express, that being unequal access to technology negatively affecting the impact the flipped model can have, would grant some insights on just what level of impact access to technology has on student learning, and would further reveal whether those concerns teachers have are warranted or not. So that's my conclusion. Thank you for watching.